Hello friends, welcome to Stable Turning Point. This is the seventh part in the behavioral finance series video, and in this video I am going to explain about overconfidence bias. For financial decision and investment point of view, this is very important topic. Almost every people involved in taking financial decision, investment decision and trading in the stock market are facing overconfidence bias. Before coming to the core part of the topic, please watch video from part 1 if you did not watch till now. It will help you to understand behavioral finance from scratch to advanced level in a very simple manner. Links are given in the description box from the part 1 video. In this video we will cover below points: bias description, general description of overconfidence bias, technical description of overconfidence bias, then practical application of overconfidence bias, diagnosis process of overconfidence bias, and last advice. As I explained in the part 4 of behavioral finance series video, that there are two types of bias in decision making process. The first one is cognitive bias and second one is emotional bias. So here overconfidence is a cognitive bias. If you don't know about cognitive bias and emotional bias, please watch part number 4 of behavioral finance series video. Links are given in the description box. Overconfidence bias is unwarranted faith in someone's intuitive reasoning, judgment, and cognitive abilities. As per experiment and survey, while taking a decision, people overestimate on two things. The first one is own predictive abilities and second is precision of information they have given. People think they are smarter and they have better information than they actually do. For example, people may get a tip from a financial advisor or reading something on the internet and they are ready to take action like making an investment. But if you see, this decision is based on perceived knowledge only. From technical point of view, overconfidence bias can be divided into two types. The first one is prediction overconfidence bias and second is certainty overconfidence bias. Prediction overconfidence bias happens when investors are overconfident in their investing abilities. Investor may underestimate the downside risk and thus naturally unconcerned with upside risk. For example, while estimating future value of a stock, overconfident investors will consider low range of expected payoff by predicting something between 10% gains and 10% decline. But the actual history of stock shows much more drastic standard deviation. Certainty overconfidence bias happens when investors are too certain of their judgment. For example, suppose a company's stock is decided for good investment. People often become blind to the probability and prospect of a loss and then feel surprised if the investment performs poorly. Both prediction and certainty overconfidence bias can lead to making investment mistakes. So now we will discuss about the diagnosis testing process. If you are an investor, check the below questions and then interpret the result. If you are a financial advisor, ask your client to take these test questions and discuss with you. So the first question is related to prediction overconfidence bias. The question is, from 1926 through 2004, the compound annual return from equities was 10.4%. In any given years, what return do you expect on your equity investment to produce? Option A, below 10.4%, option B, about 10.4%, option C, above 10.4%, and option D is well above 10.4%. Now let's interpret the answer. If you are expecting to significantly outperform the long-term market average return, then your choice is based on prediction overconfidence bias. But if you are forecasting returns at or below the market average return, then you are probably less subject to prediction overconfidence bias. Second question is related to certainty overconfidence bias. The question is, how much control do you believe you have in picking investment that will outperform the market? Option A, absolutely no control. Option B, little if any control. Option C, some control. And option D, a fair amount of control. So if your choice is that you have greater degree of control over the investment, then you are likely to be a suspect of certainty overconfidence bias. But if you claim little or no control or less control, then you have less certainty overconfidence bias. Now we will discuss about some advices suggested by the researchers and scholars of behavioral finance. The first advice is about excessive trading. When an investor's account shows too much trading activity, the best advice is to ask the investor to keep track of each and every investment trade and then to calculate return. Since overconfidence is a cognitive bias, updated information can often help investors to understand the error. Second advice is about underestimating downside risk. Overconfidence investors tend to underestimate downside risk. They are so confident in their predictions that do not fully consider the likelihood of incurring losses in their portfolios. That's why investors should consider downside risk carefully while taking a financial decision. If you want to read an important research paper, that's name is Boyage Bilby Boyage, Gender Overconfidence and Common Stock Investment. It was published by Professors Brad Barber and Terence Odion. Please drop your comment in the comment box. I will give you the link of that research paper so that you can understand in more depth also. The third advice is about holding undiversified portfolio. Overconfident investors hold undiversified portfolios by taking more risk. Many overconfident investors don't even know that they are accepting more risk than they would normally tolerate. So this was all about overconfidence bias. I have seen less resources for learning behavioral finance, so I started this initiative to spread behavioral finance literacy on YouTube channel so that more people can learn it and able to make their financial decision correctly and without any bias. I request you to please subscribe this YouTube channel and press the bell icon button to get notifications of my next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with friends. So thank you for watching. See you in next very interesting topic.